Warning, this video is intended for viewers over the age of 18. This contains graphic language and some suggestive dialogue. Do not let your children watch this video. Hello everyone, I'm Shane from Crystal Clear 101. Welcome back to the channel. This is not the kind of video I generally want to make, but I figure in this case I'd want to have a video of this in case someone, I don't know, can relate to this. But I figured I'd go ahead and have this as, I guess you say, my own little documentary of what happened with me. But if there's one thing that I do enjoy other than action figures, collecting vintage toys, if there's anything I do enjoy other than as the other part of my channel suggests, which is airsoft guns, I do also enjoy firearms. I really do enjoy firearms. Well, this is one I'm having on the don't have on this channel, just for the record. But the date for the recording of this video is July 22nd, 2024. And what I am going to be telling all of y'all occurred on July 22nd, 2002. And just like today, this also happened on a Monday, back 22 years ago. So the fact that this date lines up with that date, same day, same day of the week, same month, same day. That's just what I was trying to say. I feel like it's only appropriate because of that I actually make this video. But this is my experience with agents from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. I originally wanted to do this video back 2 years ago when it was 20 years after it happened, but for one reason or another I never got around to making that video. And since this date happens to fall on the same day of the week it happened to me, I figure it's only appropriate that I make it. At the time, I was 19. I had barely graduated from high school a month earlier, and I was in the process of looking for my first job, which where I was living at the time, the closest place I applied a job for was at Food Lion. But it was July 22nd, 2002, Monday morning. This was, from what I remember, a little past 8:30 in the morning. And I hear my mom calling me, saying, Shane, you need to wake up. You need to wake up right now. And all I know is I was wondering, why is my mom trying to wake me up? So I wake up, I look towards my bedroom door, and I see a female Whitfield County deputy with her Model 22 Glock trained on my head. And I was like, whoa. Now, to be fair, around my bed, where I was sleeping, I was collecting World War II era small arms. In the case of where I was sleeping, I did have, above my bed, I did have an M1 Garand, or Garand, whichever you want to pronounce it. I had a M1938 Cartano Monlocker in 7.35. A 1940 production Mauser K98K. But standing right beside me, where my head would have been, was an M1 carbine. So while I can understand her wanting to be defensive, at the same time, she didn't give me a chance to really look. She just went ahead and had her damn gun drawn on me. So needless to say, upon seeing this, my eyes went wide. I immediately put my hands up like, don't shoot, don't shoot. And she said she needed me to, come out of the bedroom. I remember asking, can I at least put my hands down so I can put some pants on? Upon which she said, yeah, you can, just don't try to do anything quick. So I was allowed to put some pants on. I remember going into the living room. This Whitfield County deputy literally right behind me. And the only thing I'm wondering is, what the hell is going on here? And I walked into the living room. I know my mom steps outside. I didn't know that they went ahead and hauled her off along with my dad to the local county jail for holding. And I didn't know this, but my brother at the time, who was a Whitfield County jailer, he had just gotten home. And needless to say, the moment he got home, they went and took him. And so I'm sitting there in our living room in a pink Lazy Boy recliner. And I see these different people walking through our house. And I eventually see 2 ATF agents in full body armor toting fully decked out M4A1 carbines, not AR-15s, legitimate M4A1s. And I see them walking by me. I'm like, what the hell? Is that really necessary? That is all I can think as I'm watching everything unfold before me. I mean, they're literally ransacking our house looking for guns. That is what they came in looking for. I mean, I barely do anything. I mean, I remember being wondering what the hell is going on, to the point where I literally prop up the foot of the recliner. I turn around and I just bury my face into the headrest of the recliner itself. I kept my head there so long, I even overheard one of the ATF agents asking, is he okay? I mean, is he alright? Well, what do you think, genius? You're in my fucking house. I'm probably that way for at least a good 30-40 minutes. And I know I had I'm guessing it was the field honcho, the head agent. They go into our little computer room, which is right next to the living room. I see them opening up our safe, and my dad kept my collection of World War II era sidearms in that safe. So in there, I had a Colt M1911A1. I had a pre-war P08 Luger. I had a 43 production Mauser P38. A Model 38H JP Sauer & Son. I even had a early war production Beretta M1934. There was also a Colt Beasley, and there was also a 32 caliber Llama that had a really fancy set of grips on it. I'll just leave it at that. But I see them going through our safe. I see them pulling out my guns, my pistols that my dad was holding for me. I literally spring right up without even thinking about it. And I say to the guy, whoa, 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 hold on a minute. Those are part of my collection. Why are you taking my stuff? And the agent literally got right up to me and said, well, for all we know, these are additional ones that he's planning on selling. I said, those are actually part of my collection. I collect World War II era firearms. I collect World War II era guns. I said, pretty much everything in there is antique. I said, will I at least be able to get my pistols back, to go back to my collection? He had to stop and think, mule it over for a minute. He eventually said, yes, you can file to get them back. Which I don't think he intended to actually let me have them back. I honestly gotta believe he wanted to just take them to keep them. Upon which he then asked me, now, I have a question for you. He said, do you have a friend or family's house that you can go to while we're here? I didn't know of anyone near me who I could actually go to, so I told him, no, I don't know of a house I can go to right now. Which I later found out was a good thing I didn't go, because had I actually left the property, the ATF would have completely seized not only our house, but they would have also seized our property as well. And we would have literally been out of a house and a home. He then told me, alright, as long as you're here with us, if you're going to do anything, you have to tell us exactly, step by step, what you are going to do. And the example he gave me was, for instance, if you are going to go fix yourself a Pop-Tart, not only do one of our agents have to be right behind you, but you have to tell them step by step what you're going to do. I am walking into the pantry. I am reaching up for a box of Pop-Tarts. I am pulling out a sleeve of Pop-Tarts. I am turning around. I am walking out of the pantry. I am walking to the toaster. I am opening up the Pop-Tarts. You get the idea. I have to literally tell them step by step what I was going to do. And I know starting 10:30 that morning, I really had to go to the bathroom. Upon him telling me that, there was no way I was going to be able to go to the bathroom, because I did not want to tell them what I was going to do bit by bit, my business. So starting 10:30 in the morning, I held it in. I really had to go. I really had to go. They literally go through our entire house while I was there. I know they eventually made it to my bedroom. And they are literally tearing up my bedroom. Tearing it up. Just looking for guns. Just looking for any guns that they can find. And I see them, literally 5 of them in my bedroom. And they are literally looking over every single rifle that I got. And the M1 carbine that I mentioned earlier, I honestly overheard one of them who's looking at it say, do you know what kind of rifle this is? I'm like, oh my fucking God, are you that goddamn stupid? Are you that retarded? So, being polite, because I was raised that way, I looked at him and said, that's an M1 carbine. How do you not know what that is? I said, it even says on the back of the receiver. He then had that look of enlightenment like, oh. They continue going through literally everything in our house. And it is not until 2:30 in the afternoon that they wrap up everything they're doing, and this is my first time outside with them. I literally see 4 armored vehicles along the side of the road beside our house. And my only thought was, holy crap, was all that really necessary? Now, in the end, the only thing they really took were handguns. That was all they really ended up taking. They left the rifles, they left the shotguns. They didn't care for those. All they wanted was handguns. And the vast majority of the handguns that they took were ones that belonged to me, that were actually military, that were antique. And at this point, I could barely hold it. So the first thing I did was, I literally, while pinching it shut, ran to the bathroom. And let me go ahead and tell you, I literally peed for 5 minutes straight. I timed it. I literally peed for exactly 5 minutes. That is how long I was holding it in. That's how bad I had to go. And at that point, I am literally so upset that the first thing I did was I made sure there was no one else in the house. I was that pissed. I ain't exactly going to say what action I took, but before my parents got home, I was literally sitting in the pink recliner, and I was just mumbling to myself like I had lost my damn mind, which I pretty much had. And sorry if I'm being silent more than anything. It's just me trying to recount everything that happened, because as of the recording of this video, both of my parents are gone. I barely speak to my brother, and the only one that can recall the events of what happened there is me. And I just figured, if anyone else has experienced anything like this with the ATF, maybe they can relate to what I went through. All I'm gonna say is, afterwards, because of this, I was actually diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder because of it. That's how much it messed me up. I was also diagnosed with mild suicidal tendencies. I was also diagnosed with, because of it, mild schizophrenia, severe paranoia. I mean, it messed me up. Just the whole experience. And what messes me up even further is what my dad later told me, which was the only reason he got up at 7 o'clock in the morning was because he wanted to go fix himself some coffee. And while he was in the kitchen, he heard, where our kitchen was, there was a window, and where it was, you can see the front door. He happened to look out that window, and he saw 2 people standing there. He went to go answer the door. Turned out they were ATF agents, And while he was there, he happened to look and see like one guy walking up and down the street talking to another guy, and that fellow was carrying a battering ram. They were ready to just full-fledged storm our house. They were ready to full-fledged storm our house. And had my dad not been awake, we would have thought that, people were breaking into our house. And my dad was a Vietnam vet. He would have responded the way he did back in 1968. And there's very good chances that I wouldn't be talking to you in this video had he not been awake to answer that them knocking at that door. There is one more little detail I am going to add here, and this is part of the reason why I never use this word, but I am going to use it in this instance. This is one part of the reason why I hate the ATF. Why I hate ATF agents. One of the things that they ended up doing, now I never went into my parents' bedrooms while they were there, obviously, and even once they left. But in my dad's room, what they had done was they placed on his nightstand to where you could see it coming down the hallway, they sat a adult video there. Almost like, look what we found. And in my mom's bedroom, not only did they put a back massager on her bed, a legitimate back massager, like an 80s style back massager. Not only did they lay that on her bed, but they also laid out a pair of panties, trying to imply something. And my only thought, because when my mom saw this, my mom legitimately just broke down and started crying. And when I saw it, my only thought was, what the actual fuck? I mean, this told me they have absolutely no shame in them whatsoever. Because these agents, I'm sorry, as far as I was concerned, they were ready to just flat out start killing people. They were ready to kill us. Or at least that's how I perceive it. But I will say this, if anyone who's watching this video has had any kind of similar experience with the ATF, if you've had any interactions with the ATF, good or bad, feel free to share them in the comment section right below this video. Be sure to give a thumbs up. Be sure to like this video. If you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And also, be sure to turn on that bell so you get all future notifications. Thank you for listening to my experience with the agents of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.